Being used is never enjoyable, but sadly, it may occur in cunning ways. It's easy to detect if someone is using your relationship for their personal gain if it's always about them and never about you. Even though having an open discussion with them may occasionally help resolve the problem, dismissing the feeling that your relationship is one-sided will only make things harder for you in the long term. Here are a few indicators that someone is really taking advantage of you. 1. They only want to talk about themselves. Someone is probably getting more out of the relationship than you are if all of your talks with them center around them. This makes the relationship one-sided. They may need someone to talk to, and you can serve as that person. They may also desire to be the center of attention constantly, which you allow them to do. 2. They always let you pay the bill. Even while you might not feel comfortable with them always footing the bill, you also shouldn't be footing the bill yourself. Another indication that they're merely using you is if they consistently permit you to pick up the check. Nobody should always demand that the other person foots the bill. 3. You are constantly at their beck and call. Although having someone on your side is one of the pleasant aspects of relationships with family, friends, and, yes, partners. However, it's a pretty clear indication that they could be manipulating you if you constantly find yourself needing to save them. 4. They never express gratitude. A difficulty arises if you don't receive praise signals. You probably anticipate your efforts to be recognized, whether you drive them to work, prepare a lunch, clean up after supper, assist with the kids, care for their parents, take into account their friends, or wash their laundry. It's possible that your partner feels entitled to your assistance if they don't show their appreciation, in whatever way that you find appealing, of course. You shouldn't feel pressured to do everything all the time, especially if they aren't helping out or even just occasionally expressing thank you. 5. They never stop requesting favors. You shouldn't be embarrassed to ask for a favor once in a while, but if someone consistently asks you for one then refuses to assist you whenever you need it, it could be another indication that they're taking advantage of you. 6. You begin to dislike them. It's only natural to feel a little resentful if you're constantly the one taking care of them, but it can also be a sign that they're really just using you. Resentment can accompany one-sided relationships, according to Dr. Kim Chronister, Doctor of Psychology, who discussed this in an interview with Bustle. No one should be very resentful of the other if you two are equally invested. 7. Your emotional needs are never taken into account. Both people's emotional needs are not only taken into consideration in a relationship that is balanced and healthy, and in which both people really like the other, but also try to be addressed. Another indication that someone might only have their own interests in mind is if your requirements are never satisfied. 8. You never feel like they appreciate you. They might not genuinely like you if you feel valued in your interactions with them infrequently or never at all. In whatever connection you have, you should feel appreciated at least periodically. 9. The relationship worries your family or friends. Another indication that your loved ones are truly exploiting you is if they worry that your relationship is one-sided. Relationship therapist Amy Hartstein stated that while it can occasionally be simpler for others to see these things, you frequently may not want to realize that there are indicators they're informing you that your partner is exploiting you. It may be time to leave the relationship if there are too many indications that the other person is only using you. This also applies for friendships you may have.